just hitting start streaming and hope for the best. It says
Hope for the
somewhere
best.
when you're live. Are we live? I don't know. Maybe. Hello, is there anybody?
Is
Hello.
it live?
Should I maybe check the live here? I should have checked it.
Should I have posted on Instagram before?
Let me
Probably.
see.
But here we
Do
are.
that. Can we see if we're live? Oh, it says no data. Really? We are not live.
Why are we not live? Hang on, I think I had that open on YouTube.
I mean, start streaming. Should work. It says no data.
That's so weird.
Florio, please go.
Help. No, hang on. No, we are live.
We are live? Yes.
Well, I see something on my phone.
You see something on your phone, but I don't hear. Why?
I don't know. I've muted my phone, so that might be why.
Is that working? Are we live?
I received a notification. So yes, you are in live, but I'm not sure on the good one.
Oh, we are live in a different...
Yes.
Oh. Oh. Is that a problem then?
I'm thinking YouTube is trying to like avoid scheduling lives, because the same happened with Lou's one yesterday.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me access the scheduled one. I think people will figure it out though.
Hopefully.
I mean, if I go on my page, but can I see if people are here? Oh yeah, I do see. Okay, we are live somewhere.
I see 3 people.
Okay.
I see you people. We're figuring things out.
Okay, it's a big mess, but I think we are live. So if you're here and watching us, please say hi in the chat, because I don't know.
Hello.
We're figuring this out.
I'm seeing people are saying hi. Hi.
It's fine in the live. The link with the link you give.
It's fine with the link I gave.
Yes.
And I still have no
I
chat.
just had to refresh the page. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'm so sorry, people. And yeah, but I still don't have anything in the chat room. Do you see chat?
Yes, there is some message in the chat room.
Not in mine.
Oh
no.
I'll close it.
I will close it and try to reopen it.
I see it.
I'm sorry. Okay, guys, this is the first time that we're doing this. A live stream with the Zoom and not from my phone. So, yeah. So, I don't know.
It does
fine.
But at least you can see Cupcake Kamisama,
Yeah,
Paulina,
you can see me.
and Lou Graves. Lou here and my back while I'm trying to figure things out. And maybe.
I mean, it is basically like any kind of meetup. I've only ever been to a meetup once where we haven't had any problems, where everyone was perfectly on time and things were running smoothly. It's like life as the EGL.
Yeah, so basically this is just yeah, finally I found the chat. So basically you're telling that we are just as everybody else is doing in their Zoom virtual tea parties all over the world at the moment.
I meant that in real life ones, but this is my first Zoom one.
Yeah.
Okay. We just did like 2 hours an hour ago with my own community, just on Zoom and not live streaming it, and it was okay. Out of 12 people, only 2 had issues, so that's good. And I see people in the chat. Yay! Hello everybody. Hello Flame Bloom. Hello Mods. Hello Lou. Hello. Hello Elena and Hiyari and Magic. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your name. What a live stream in the evening. Yeah. yeah, Marike is modern. She was there before. And yeah. Oh, you also had a online tea party. Awesome. Yay, Minty, hello. Yeah, people are coming. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. So
Right, I'm
did
done
you?
eating as well.
Yeah, Paulina was still eating. Welcome
I
back.
can release the wig now. Just had to
So
clip it back so it wouldn't get in my food.
It's so fluffy.
I know.
is it? No, it's a wig. Oh yeah.
It is a wig. I'm not that good with my hair.
It's
I also
good,
wouldn't dye my hair that light.
though.
I'll dye my hair darker, but not lighter, because I'm
Okay.
paranoid.
I mean, if
Fair.
your hair is dark, it's harder to get it lighter without bleaching
Exactly.
it. So, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, nah, let's just. I can buy a wig and then I can have whatever color I want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, hi everyone. Hi.
Yeah.
So,
Hello. Looks like
me
the
when
whole gang.
yeah, when I talk about Cupcake Kamisama all the time, this is her. Finally, you see her.
Hello.
And Lou. And like 3 weeks ago, we were all together at Lou's
Yeah.
in this gorgeous bed.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was such a simpler, happier time when we were still worried about coronavirus, but we weren't on actual lockdown.
Yeah. I'm so lucky and happy it arrived after
Yeah.
that thing, and this
Yeah,
weekend was
that-
not cancelled because
yeah.
so many great plans I had were cancelled, and this would
I
have
mean,
been
right now
possible.
it should have been Lolita of Green Gables in Barcelona. They had to
Ah, this
postpone
Yeah.
that.
oh no.
I think they're doing like a Zoom tea party right
Oh.
now.
Oh.
But I thought, I no.
Basically,
That
my
must
big oh, sorry, go ahead.
it must be quite chaotic if they have everyone on one Zoom chat.
Yeah.
Like the 300 participant. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone joined. I think they did mention something like if you feel like breaking off into smaller groups with just your friends, then that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still having that big one for
Yeah.
everyone, and
Oh yeah.
nah, it's hard enough when you have like more than 3 people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The only other time I've used Zoom, it was for a podcast thing, and I was just like a listener, and they
Yeah.
had like 200 watchers, but they muted everyone except the people who were presenting, which made sense.
Yeah.
Or if
Yeah.
you
But
have questions or
the people in the one chat, it was crazy.
well. I think yeah, I was in a class, and so it was an online class. Most of the work you do by yourself, and that we had one Zoom every week for 2 hours, and we were 28 in that group. But yeah, everybody were on mute usually, so unless they asked questions, so that was good. So hello, Neko Kawaii Otaku Girl, welcome.
I don't even know where we are in the chat. I'm just like, all I can see is someone's commenting on the fluffy clouds of this
Absolutely,
wig.
fluffy clouds of your.
I think last time I've worn this wig, we were actually doing, it was twinning meet, and I was twinning with a friend, sort of like opposites twinning, because we both have a lady sloth cloud print dress. But I have the daytime and she has the nighttime colorways. So I put this way because I thought this is basically clouds. So we're going with that.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
cute.
It was super fun. That was my first time properly twinning as well. And now
Yeah.
I'm doing so many remote twinnings with people.
So I'm so sad because I got the idea of doing that. I requested it to twin with my community at the end of a video that is not published yet.
Yeah.
And my wardrobe video, and now everybody is doing it online, and I'm like, this is so
Yeah.
lame as an idea. It's not a good idea. But I'm
it's
not
still
saying that I
fun.
invented it or anything, but I will still would like to do that. At least then people will see all my dresses, and then they can do that.
Yeah.
Do
I've
you
been
have? Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just about to say, like, I've been watching your videos on firework with your wardrobe
Oh,
stuff.
thank you.
But I don't know whether it's just my app, or every time I try to watch the videos you made specifically for firework, they just sort of start. I can hear the sound, but the video freezes.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's the fact that I'm just using the app on my tablet, or if it's something else. But I can still see bits, so.
That's very sad, but yeah, I don't know. The online meet sounds really intimidating, to be honest. Are you talking about please tell us how to pronounce your name. Are you talking about everybody being in Zoom?
I think
It's hard to know if I'm talking to you guys or to the chat.
Yeah, when we had another Cards Against Lolitas meetup on Wednesday, and one of the people who joined, they said it was actually their first ever Lolita meetup in general. And they said it was, I mean, it wasn't that, I think we had like 5 to 7 people max. And we were just playing Cards Against Lolitas at home. So they said it was nice for them to get to know people in a sort of more comfortable space. And without the pressure of, oh, I need to look my best, because we weren't really using video, we just used sound.
And so, is it an online version that you can play, or?
Yeah, there's like a website that simulates playing Cards Against Humanity, and you can add custom decks. So the deck they're playing in that Deerstalker video, people have been adding to it, and it's now like 500 or something cards.
Oh my god, I did not know that we could do that. I know that people made actual decks of themselves and different ones. Yeah. We need to do that. So we need to
it's basically 2 websites. So there's the website where you actually play.
Yeah.
And then there's the website that has all the custom decks. And you can either just copy the links and play online, or you can print them out, and depending on how big the deck is, the price changes. So that Cards Against Lolitas one, they're estimating it'll be like $100 to print. Because there's so many cards, and they print it like nicely as it would be proper.
Interesting. That's
I love it. So many people had ideas for it. It's just really nice.
Yeah,
I know.
So then, can you still add your own IDs to that deck, or is it like a finished?
I think so. No, I think you can still keep adding. It's just that obviously whatever you print is what you get. But the one person in my well, as we've been playing, they've been saying, "Ooh, I remember adding that card. I remember adding this card." So I don't know how, because I've not done it myself, but I know there's a way to add more cards.
Because
like I have blank cards, like the physical ones.
Yeah.
I know we wrote like Lolita relevant stuff on them at the time, but I don't remember what they were. And I'm thinking maybe I should dig those out and then add them to the.
You should. But I played with the community in San Francisco, and they had very inside jokes about their own community in that deck. So maybe that doesn't make sense for everybody, but they found it super funny.
Yeah.
And
I think as we were playing, we were saying that the Leeds community could have enough cards that are just inside jokes. But the deck that's online is very much, well, it's mostly generic Lolita stuff. There were still bits that were either very old, like referencing very old drama, or things that are slightly niche that we had to Google.
Okay.
But it was still like most of the cards you look at and relate so much.
Yeah. A lot of it's just very now.
Yeah. A lot of it was just making fun of Mr. Yan.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which again, those cards are now outdated because Mr. Yan's no longer running Bodyline.
Yeah, true. But still, a lot of people are still traumatized, I guess.
I mean, I don't blame them.
So it will still be relevant until all the old Lolitas.
And there's going to be new Lolitas who have never heard of Mr. Yan, and we're going to have to tell them the legend that is Mr. Yan.
Do you want to make a ode to Mr. Yan video to keep everybody under?
No, what I want to do is I want to get that body pillow, and I want to do a bonfire night meetup where instead of burning Guy Fawkes, we will burn Mr. Yan.
Why not? It's a good idea. That would
The
be a
only
good
thing
deal.
the only thing stopping me is I don't have that body pillow. I should have bought it when it was on this crazy sale, but I didn't, and I'm still very bitter about that with myself.
Maybe you can just print one, like on fabric. Maybe that's too expensive for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'll probably have more luck if I just put like a want to buy post somewhere.
I'm sure some people want to forget and sell theirs. You should maybe,
I
yeah.
don't know. I feel like people who have them, they want to hold on to that.
My question is, how many people bought it because they were interested in it and not as a joke? So
I know, right?
Nobody.
Basically.
I think they joke gifts. Like, they must have been joke gifts for the whole Lolita community, right?
what was it first at some point? Was it like a special event, like for his birthday party event, like sales or anything? Or I don't know where it came
I've
from.
not been in a com that long. I feel like it was just done on one of his Mr. Yan's birthday sales thing as a special. But I genuinely don't know. I'm just guessing.
I don't even remember. I just remember like it was announced and everyone thought it was a joke, and then it became a real thing.
Yeah.
And now it's a thing. We have to live with that.
Elena in the chat says, "Oh, to have the confidence to make a body pillow of yourself," and that is true. No one can steal the confidence of Mr. Yan.
What? What about
Like,
like Misako or anybody? Who would do a body pillow of themselves?
I think it's different for people like Misako because it's different when you're a woman.
yeah.
Because there's most of the body pillows are already with feminine
Yeah.
female characters,
Yeah.
and to have Mr. Yan be like, "Oh yeah, I'm that hot that I'm going to put myself on a body pillow."
Yeah. Especially because the side that's just him and his boxers.
I know. Choices, but I have to give him credit for having this much confidence and
Yeah.
self.
Do you think that it was like a April Fool joke that turned into something? Like maybe somebody on a dare printed it, or I don't know.
I don't know, because I mean,
Also, but
someone had to, because it wasn't just like one or two pillows. It was enough to put on sale.
yeah.
Someone had to approve that as a business plan, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. There has to have been a factory that made them.
I mean,
And
they
some
probably use
factory-
whatever factory makes the other body pillows.
Yeah, but like there has to be some just people who didn't know who he was working in producing these body pillows, like wondering what's happening.
Traumatized for life, having to sew those body pillows every year.
I mean,
That's-
to be honest, if you work in a body pillow factory, you probably see much worse than Mr. Yan.
That's true. That's true,
Yeah.
though.
I don't envy those people, but I would have wanted to be there and be like, huh, just this slightly middle-aged guy, one side in a top hat and one in boxers. Okay, keep doing them.
There's everyone.
We have an order of 500. We need to make 500. I wish someone would trace how many of those body pillows were made, just like they did with, like Joe and Nadina did with Cat's Tea Party.
Mm.
But I
Oh,
think
did-
most of them were probably in Japan.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like most of them must have been sold in Japan, but that makes it even weirder somehow.
Yeah. And was it just like the pillow sheet, or do you also have the stuffing inside? You
I
know.
think they only sold the cover, and
Okay.
you had to have a pillow of your own.
Hmm.
Or maybe if you paid a bit extra, you'd get it stuffed.
We have a fan. Pearly Cutie said that she would be honored to make those body pillows. Hello, Adriana Fine.
Riley
Hello.
Cutie, I mean, it's an honor that most of us can only dream of. But if you're going to dream high. Or as my mother says, if you have to love a prince. If you have to steal millions.
That is good advice. I like that.
Hello, MK. Hi. Oh.
Ooh, my chat's not
Dichromatic
refreshing.
Lotus says that she or Dale love Silver. We can only see her face. She's almost
Where?
hidden.
Silver, did you hear that?
You
They
have a
love you.
fan. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Silver's got her body pillow here. She's
Yeah.
just not.
So did you hide your cover from Mr. Yan? So you had to put a blank one.
Off just for that video. Maybe I should get Silver printed on a body pillow, and then it can.
That would be cool.
What do you do on both sides? Like sleeping and awake, or
One where she's lying normally, and one where she's like this.
maybe?
One has to have a blep. If there's no blep, it doesn't count.
You're right. Silver, lean up so people can see you.
But I'm tired. I mean, to be honest, as soon as Silver's head pops up, she'll outshine all of us.
Yeah.
And she knows it. She's just being very kind. So yeah, how was your Sunday, everyone?
Yeah. Has everyone had plans?
Sorry?
Has everyone had wild weekend plans?
I mean, I had a trip to Aldi yesterday. That's as wild as my plans get right now.
Okay, tell us all about that because mine is boring.
Well, I went to Aldi. Manchester was completely dead, or mostly dead. There were still some people. There were enough people inside that we had to queue. That's something I never anticipated to experience in my life, to have a bouncer in Aldi tell me you need to wait until someone leaves. And then basically I managed to do my shopping, and as soon as I was packing it, they had an announcement saying, can all the customers go to the tills now? We want to close the store. Go away.
Oh.
Well, to that extent, they were more polite about that. So yeah, and that's about all the adventures I've had other than dressing up.
Okay.
I've shot some pictures today of another remote twinning thing.
Nice.
With a friend, but I'm not sure when I'll post that. Hopefully tomorrow. That'll be nice. Because I allowed myself to live my best anime life in that, and that's all I'll say.
Oh.
Exciting.
We have Moss Badger in the house. Hello.
Moss Badger's in the house.
Yay. And Elena asks, what time did it close? Oh, Hadi has a 10-minute shopping limit.
Like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock? No, it must have been more like 1 o'clock.
Early in the afternoon, not normal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was surprisingly early because the website still says 8 a.m. till 8 p.m.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'd like to see them try and force a 10-minute shopping limit because they'd have to have someone follow every person around.
Yeah.
Like that, it's Aldi. That's not going to happen. Not in Manchester city centre. People have things to panic buy.
So how would
tomorrow? I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh.
Surprisingly enough, like the Aldi I went to was pretty much full, except the cheaper toilet paper and flour.
Okay.
Everything else was there, and they had signs saying that these products are limited to however many per person. So they weren't lying when they said that they do have stock.
That's good.
But then I also purposefully went to the one in city centre rather than somewhere outside because I thought not many people can afford to live in a city centre. So it's going to be less used than the ones in more residential areas.
Smart.
Yeah.
This meeting has been upgraded.
Lidl and afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, someone else has also said that if you can afford to go there, Waitrose has pretty much been fully stocked. So, like, if there's a posh supermarket, that might be full.
Yeah. I think my nearest Waitrose is, like, quite far away.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
We've got more Lidl.
Yeah. The further up north you go, the more shocking it is to find a Waitrose in the first place.
Okay. In the UK, they have to ask for eggs too. And in the US, apparently, you have to ask for toilet paper now. It's in the pack. That's crazy.
I didn't have to ask for eggs.
Okay, who was there? Hello,
They were
Ruby
there.
Geek.
There was a sign saying 2 boxes per person allowed, but they were there.
Okay,
Imagine it might depend on area and supermarket.
yeah.
But if I had to go in and ask for toilet paper, I'd feel so weird. I don't
Yeah.
mind going in and asking for food and for stuff like that. But can you imagine being that person going, can I have some toilet paper?
Yeah. It's like just
It's one step away from, psst, oi kids, want to buy some toilet paper?
I'll buy some.
Grocery deliveries. So basically, when they first closed down Switzerland, if you go to the online one, they would not like they had a 2 weeks delay to deliver you groceries. So
Yeah, the
that's
reason
not
I
an
went
option.
the reason I went to Aldi was because I tried to get an online delivery,
Okay.
and it's either there are slots like within the next week, but the supermarkets have nothing,
Mhm.
or the supermarkets have pretty much everything I need or I want, but there's no delivery times for the next 3 weeks.
Mm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I'll just brave going into town.
Yeah,
Hope
there's
the
no
police don't stop me.
there's just nothing.
Oh, it's mental. But I have everything. I'm safe to stay for probably about a month now.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
I took as much as I could carry, and I'm so impressed with myself how much that was.
I'm proud of you. Well done.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself, thank you.
How many huge boxes? How did you carry though?
I had a backpack where I've stuffed all the heaviest bits, and I
Okay.
had 2 of those big recyclable shopping bags.
Okay.
But I mostly buy ingredients, so like, and I'm on my own, so I can just cook up something, do a recipe for 4 people, have 1 portion, and then freeze the other 3.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's how I'm sorted for about a month.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I'm only shopping for 2 people as well. I kind of it must be really stressful for people who have whole families to buy for right now. You'd go mad.
Yeah.
Although the one thing that I did notice shortly before we went on lockdown, when I went to a supermarket near me, normally they have 2 bins for food donations. One is for people and one is for pets.
Yeah.
And at any other time of the year, the pet one was always full, overflowing. And there might have been some bits in the one for people. But just before the lockdown, the pets one was sort of all right, but the one for people was full, like with a massive mount on top. So that was good to see that
Yeah.
people are coming together and trying to look after the ones who can't necessarily afford as much.
Yeah.
And also, as someone else has given me a tip, if you're short on pasta, check out your nearest adult shop, and they might have some penis-shaped pasta.
That's clever.
But
Yeah.
they're still open, or do you expect them to deliver?
Online ones might have some. Because I know in the UK, someone mentioned that Ann Summers, who's sort of lingerie/adult shop, they were advertising going, we still have pasta in the shape of male genitalia.
I mean,
so if you're very desperate,
that's the only,
it's
Although,
still pasta.
like the Morrison's here was sold out of all pasta except the green pasta. So if you're not a child about what pasta, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
I know, I see you. Hello. Yeah, good.
Pearly Cutie, I'm just reading through the chat. I think the Aldi near you must be overflown. I don't know what the situation is like down in London, but like we were told 4 cans of tomatoes. So it's interesting to hear all that, you know, even though we're all in the same country, there are so many different restrictions on what people can buy, how much of, and where.
I don't know if we do have any restriction in Switzerland about how many you can buy. Maybe people are being reasonable. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
There's
we can.
here. I just don't know what they are yet because I
Yeah,
haven't.
yeah, that's it. We have to see next week.
What was the alarm for?
Posting on Firework.
Oh, okay.
My daily coordinate. Let's do that now because I'm not usually I cannot do anything and I'm like, oh no, something while I'm live streaming, but now I can actually use my phone. If for some
do
reason,
it.
Sky, you want to send me pictures of anything, I can see it.
Woohoo! Oh, I think a friend of mine that I was remote twinning with sent me the one that it's us together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, she's just saying she's photoshopping them together.
Oh.
Ooh, exciting!
So
I was wondering
everybody, if you want to
not.
see my live my wardrobe post, it's on Firework. So check it out. And today
It is really good.
What?
Like it is really good. Like I'm kind of looking at those videos thinking I could do something like that. Like like a quick video just about one dress.
Yeah.
It was cool to do it that way, and then I put together the whole video already for YouTube that is not done yet, and it doesn't seem weird. I'm just saying this is and the name of the dress, so I'm not hello fluffies at the start of every video, so then it flows perfectly. So I think it's a good way. And then I have also a picture of all my dresses like that now, but also it's actually not too bad. I'm happy about that. But then it means that my wardrobe post will be in like May or something when I finish it, which is, maybe I should start doing the 2021 one when I finish this. So maybe it could
basically,
be in January.
I mean, that's one good thing. So for anyone who still hasn't managed to do their wardrobe post and they want to, it's if you live in the northern hemisphere, the days are getting longer, so you're having more daylight. So if you're already stuck in, you don't necessarily have to do the entire wardrobe post in one go. You could just tell yourself, oh, okay, today I'll photograph like the dresses, or today I'll photograph my blue bits, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's clever.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Because I know every year it gets to December and January and people are like, oh, I've forgotten and now there's no light and I'm working and I have no time, I have no energy and all that. So
sorry. Just
I
making a big mess. I'm so sorry.
Actually, January, and then this year I just couldn't be bothered, so I didn't do one. But maybe I should do a summer wardrobe post because I've got nothing else to do now.
Yeah, Firework is an app for the people in the chat asking.
Yeah. I want to finish doing that, and then I want to send you the link. But let me find the link. Where can I find the link? Maybe in any of my videos, I should be able to find.
Firework is interesting because you can turn the videos like really geek said.
Yeah. Okay. Let me show you. Yeah.
Brent thinks I'm just being rude.
So let me show you. I have one with Lou, I think. I say, can men wear Lolita fashion? And then when you turn, you can add more things because it starts from here. And at some point, I will have, this is Lou, and this is Lou here.
It's me.
And this is Firework, basically. Let me find you a link, and then I guess I will not post something on it today.
I have an account on there as well, but it's mostly art videos and just drawing and stuff.
Yeah, check him out.
I literally just have an account just so I can look at your wardrobe videos, Joelle.
But did you watch also Lou's ones, or you did not?
I didn't even know that Lou was on Firework.
I tried to convince people to join. We did not hear what you said, Lou.
Oh, I keep forgetting I'm on there as well. Like seriously, like I have a TikTok account as well, but I just keep forgetting that I have them because I guess I'm old and I forget.
Ariane, coucou. Sorry.
I have fully accepted that at this point of my life, I am too old for things like TikTok, and I'm at peace with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I sort of learned that when I was still working with teenagers on the day when one of them asked me, Paulina, do you know how to dab? And I had to go, what on earth is dabbing? So I'm like, I am too white, too nerdy, too old for that. And and I accept that. This is part of my identity.
I'm weirdly okay with being old now, though.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. It's okay.
It's fine. We're in good company over here.
Yeah. I don't mind being old. Oh, Oriane says she's 25 and she feels too old for TikTok.
Oh,
In this
20.
time of dire need, I downloaded TikTok and I'm 35. Oh.
Live
Sorry,
your best life.
Yeah.
It's like if it's something that you enjoy, then go for it.
You know, I think I also did download Firework after 35 because I might have been 36. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, Firework is quite new.
Oh, I said Firework, I'm on TikTok. Firework I started like
last
not
year
even 6
sometime,
months
didn't
ago.
it?
I think it started in beta in spring 2008, so maybe almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Didn't realize it went on for that long.
Yeah, but it was not released and
Available.
only in
Yeah.
several countries. Yeah.
Ooh. The more you know.
Ooh, D&D TikToks.
Hmm.
Now that is something that I might be interested in.
I've
I'm
seen a
still not
few
gonna get
EGL
TikTok.
people on it, but not that many.
I know that there's one or two Polish lolitas who are fairly active on TikTok because I've seen other people link their TikToks into like Ruffle Chat or other groups on Facebook.
Okay. I've not seen that.
Cool.
Oh, finally I'm done. Sorry. It was so sometimes I'll try, hey Jason, hi.
Hello.
I'm pretty sure the only people I follow on TikTok are like pet accounts. There's a few follow.
Valid.
So then, do a TikTok for Silver, not an Instagram. That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
I could
Just a
do
compilation of bleps. People
little
will be
videos
all
of-
over that.
What do you think?
Just might be a lot of work though.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
mean, to be honest, all you need is a short clip of her going blep and just put some upbeat music behind it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is Zoom. Yes, yes. First time trying Zoom live streaming.
Yeah, first time trying Zoom as well. I quite like it so far, I must say.
Yeah, it works really well for
It does.
I'm actually shocked, except I think the problem we had today was with OBS and not Zoom.
Okay.
So it's OBS that did not stream to the right video that I had prepared, and then it just created a new video without any tags or anything. But still, let me check. I think we have still 17 people watching, which is not bad at all. Thank you,
people
everybody.
still be able.
I love Elena's comment just being like, make Silver TikTok famous.
Yes.
The people have spoken.
The
people have
TikTok
spoken.
Yes, yes. Your
Yes.
dog is cute. Yeah. Yeah.
Your own Instagram account.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen, but there was that one TikTok with cats played to the music of Mr. Sandman, and it was just like dun 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 dun. I literally have friends who only set up a TikTok to do that with their cats.
Oh.
So
that's really
exactly. So
you know, at VidCon last year, they had a big thing with animals, and they had big names YouTuber come, and they had a big animal YouTubers also, and Instagrammers, and there were all the famous dog and cats and everything. So you could maybe travel and show your famous animal everywhere.
Yeah, Elena, I love those Mr. Sandman TikToks as well. Every time I see them, I stop everything that I do just to watch it because it makes me happy. It's so cute.
I've never seen any. Please send me a link to a song.
Well, I'll have to find it.
I need to go back on TikTok and see what's happening. Silver, do you want to go back up on the pillow? You slowed down.
We can't see you anymore. Oh.
She's just trying to be comfortable, but fame beckons. It's a hard life being famous. I'm glad I'm not that famous. I'm too lazy to be famous.
Imagine somebody shoving you and pushing you. Please stand here. Please be this way.
If they do my makeup and hair for me, then I'm willing to consider that. If I don't have to lift a finger and it's literally just like a prep team going done, then yeah, maybe.
Do
But
you
if I have
know?
to do all the work, then no.
Yeah. Do you know Anna Akana or something like that? She's a YouTuber, and she has a video of how she films her videos. And she wakes up, and then she's still working on her computer on the video, and somebody making her hair and the makeup and everything, and then she has teams to set up the lights and the camera, and I'm like, that would be awesome. That
The dream.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
if I had people do that for me, I'd probably do more videos.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
that's why I only usually film once every whenever I need. Usually it's like once 3 weeks or a month. And then I do as many videos as I can in one day because I took the time to do all this. But this
Yeah.
week it's been like 3 times since last week. I hope I'm done now. I finished
Is
everything.
that including the previous live?
Yeah,
The
so
previous live stream?
yeah. No, basically it's been 10 days, not yeah. So but and I usually never do 2 weeks in a row. So I did last Thursday, this Thursday and today it's been a lot. But I'm done with K Club. I finished writing my article and my video. I just need to edit my video or send it to Tina. We'll see. Probably Tina will have to edit. So yeah.
I've seen the pictures that you've posted on Patreon, and I love every single one of them. They're
Thank
so
you. I
cool.
wanted. You know what? You mentioned something with the rococo wig, and so then today I filmed I filmed it taking it out. I don't know how to say.
Yeah,
It was so complicated to build it, and
I
so I did
imagine.
not film when I was building it. But today I unbuilt it, took
Yeah.
it apart. Okay, yeah, and so I could explain how I did, and yeah, because you mentioned that, so that's amazing. So, thank you. So then I could show that in my video.
Yeah, no problem.
It was cool. But
It looked
yeah.
really impressive.
And basically, okay, it's just I took my big scarf that is this wide and I rolled it and it made a big bump like that and I put that on top of my head, quite in the back because you have to
Yeah.
have hair from the front that I took from the sides, and so I put it here and then I just lifted.
Yeah.
Lifted some, this is hard because you have to separate the strands and everything, and I covered it and then I put tons of things inside over it, and so
Yeah.
yeah, it worked. It worked. But this is
No,
my 1 week that I have no more hopes for, so I do all the crazy stuff with. So that's good.
I mean, if it's beyond saving, then you
Yeah,
might
yeah.
as well
Usually
do stuff to
I
it.
do action lolita with it. I do a braid or anything. So I really, yeah, it is beyond saving, and now it's been a rococo. So
I mean, it can't be that bad if you can still do things to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you look at close, it looks pretty terrible. But I think in the pictures, it was really fine, really fine. So yeah, yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Milky Planet says, okay, so let me see. Jason said, first time you see 3 YouTubers in the same live. You know what? Since now this works, we
Yeah.
can start inviting people and make a huge one. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's complicated to talk with more than 3 people, but we could do that.
Yeah, it would be fun to have like more people involved. But I don't know how many people you can have on screen at one time.
So
Quite
I
a lot,
think
I
on a
think.
computer we tried this morning. Before I had 12 squares and it worked, but people that were on mobile, either a phone or a tablet, they had like to scroll to see half of the people. You know what I mean? So they
Yeah.
could not have that many images of people at the same time. But if I'm on my computer, I can have at least 12. But then
Yeah,
it's hard.
I think I've seen screenshots where it was basically the full screen of little squares.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah, we
it's
should.
difficult to. Sorry, to not cut.
Yeah. We should definitely have other people join us then.
Yeah, we can advertise that now. Hey, come, that was fun. Yeah.
I think we should. I'm pretty sure we will. It's just a matter of finding the right time for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find a time zone that works for everybody. But since now everybody is from home, not everybody, but yeah, I'm sure we should try and convince Laura to join us.
If it had to be for me, I would probably be fine. You know,
sorry,
if it had to be like the middle of the night, our time, I think I would be okay with that. I don't know if you are, but I think that would be
so
okay.
Tired already. Yeah, but at least if we, I don't know, it's only like 6. But I woke up at 9 this morning and I only filmed video since 9. So yeah.
Yeah, no, because I still have to maintain a semi-regular sleeping pattern because I am expected to be working from home during the week. So
okay, yeah.
Now, middle of the night, I might be a bit of a zombie.
Yeah.
Zombie, but make it fashion.
So basically, since today's Sunday and I worked the whole day, I decided that I'm going to take Monday off because my boyfriend also has Monday off. So
yeah,
then
you deserve
it works. Yeah. And also, I did not want it to be working on my computer super serious and seeing him next to me playing video games the whole day. So that worked out actually. So
definitely. There's nothing more annoying than when you're working and someone else next to you is just chilling and having a good time.
That's fine. I know that's the rule. I mean, of this time, but if it's too many days, maybe not. I don't know.
We've missed a bunch of that, but there were Milky Planet's asking if we're doing any Easter themed videos or chords.
Yeah.
Like maybe.
I mean, I'm going to put on a chord for Easter itself. I don't think it'll make it into any kind of videos because I'm just going to be here Skyping my family and eating eggs, but there will be a chord for Easter, and that's about as much Easter chord as I do.
Okay.
When is Easter this year?
11th of April.
Okay.
The 11th. Okay. We've got time then.
I was supposed to go to a bachelorette party to a friend, and this was cancelled, and her wedding was cancelled, and everything is cancelled. Basically, I was complaining that I had no free weekends from now until June. Now I'm all free.
Yeah. I've had the same. I was saying like from when we met up in Glasgow, every weekend I was doing something up until like June. But I wasn't saying that to shut the world down.
Right, yeah. Like I had so many events and stuff, like conventions I was going to be selling artwork at and other stuff on. And it was quite stressful and quite a lot, but I wanted to do it.
Yeah. So guys, you should check out his. You have an Etsy, right?
I do, yeah.
So an Etsy and his Patreon, and Cupcake Kamisama has also a coffee. So go support them and buy from them and support their creation. Hello,
Toss a coin to YouTubers, oh Valley of Plenty.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was amazing. Yeah. You should take that for when you open your Patreon. This should be the welcome message.
I am trying not to get hit with like copyright infringement strikes
no, if
and
you
stuff.
sting, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I guess it counts of like own rendition.
Yeah. You sing it yourself, it's fine.
But the thing is, if I did that for a Patreon, I would genuinely put that I'd be saving not sort of the money would not necessarily go towards the blogging or the vlogging. It would go towards me meeting Joey Beatty, who plays Yaskir in the TV show, because I'm just low key obsessed.
That's a worthy call.
Yeah. You can you basically set up your Patreon and people give you money for the tiers, and then you can have goals. So you can say that
yeah, that's true. I forgot about
$100 would be whatever, and then the $5,000 would be I'm going to meet him. So please, guys, don't forget it. Yeah.
Support me in my quest of meeting Joey Beatty.
Support me in buying fancy peanut butter for Silver to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like yours is a very worthy cause, like, and
Yeah.
of one that a lot of people will relate to.
Glad you think so.
And then you
Great.
get regular updates of ASMR
Of
Silver licking the
Licking the
peanut
bed.
butter. So yeah, I feel not cheated by the money that I gave for that. So
Ex-
that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, that video is so gross. She's like licking the last of the peanut butter out of a jar. It's so nasty. But no, it's what the patrons paid for. So
Yeah. So you
being
deserve it. So.
gross. Yeah.
I mean, based on what I've seen from other people, the sort of the weirder, more gross or more inappropriate / sexual the reward is, the more people want that.
True.
And that's going off just the recent Deer Stalker and the D&D web show.
I did not see
And
it.
how, I mean, I really like it, but I feel like if you are into that sort of stuff, it's probably best to not watch it and then binge it a little bit.
Okay.
Because the episodes are quite short. They can only afford to do so much.
Yeah.
But from what they've mentioned, is like the rewards are very much here's this character shirtless, or here's this character doing slightly inappropriate things.
Oh.
Sex sells, all I can say.
Yeah, but
like
in
it's
cosplay that works. You could never do
yeah.
that as a Lolita.
No.
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 You could,
no.
but don't.
I mean, you could, but it will attract the wrong people, and we're trying to keep them away.
Yep.
yeah, like directly against the whole message of
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
but I think you could do it as an OG.
So let's all become Mochi then. No.
I mean, this is another incentive to support Lou on Patreon.
Genuine OG socks for sale. Worn to one tea party.
Okay. Literally, somebody on Instagram asked me to buy my used Lolita socks. And I was like,
Really?
is that weird or is it a good business model? Should I
I mean, a friend of mine in our com, they were saying that they had a creep sort of asking them, can they buy their socks? But what they were offering for used brand Lolita socks was a whopping price of €5.
Oh no, the guy
And
could at least pay like 60 euro or something. Because I said, if you want brand, Lolita, that's expensive.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, those
I
socks
was...
are those socks are about €30 when they're new.
Yeah. Like that would be a good price if it was just Primark socks.
I
But
know, right?
you want 50 for Lolita socks.
At least.
So should I contact this guy and make a living by just wearing socks and selling them to him? Or is it too weird?
Yes.
Because maybe he
I
has
mean-
friends and maybe he can be very famous. Not
Yeah.
famous, not... maybe I can be very rich. Please don't make me famous by selling socks.
I mean, I like all my socks. I'd rather not sell them, but I can sell pictures.
But you can
if I have
buy
to make money
socks
off
just to
indecent
wear them and
means.
sell them?
Yeah, but some of the socks I have taken me quite a while to hunt down.
Oh yeah,
Like
no,
I have some
those
socks that
that's
I was
not,
quite
no.
specifically after. I'm like, nah. Yes, Ruby Geek is saying $100 for brand socks. That's an acceptable price that
Yeah.
I'd consider selling something at.
But like you said, if you hunt them down, I don't want to part with that. You can buy
No.
cheap socks on Taobao and...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, do a whole Taobao order worth of socks.
Yeah. Body length socks, yeah. Absolutely, they want to see the difference. Okay, I guess people are supportive of that idea. Let's do that. I mean, if you
I'm
don't...
sure someone out there's already doing that.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, we can charge extra for being like, but we're EGL YouTubers. You need to pay for the brand name and the YouTuber brand.
Yeah.
It costs extra to get the socks worn in a particular video.
Oh!
It's a business
like-
model.
Or like you said, to a particular meetup, like I've worn this to an angelic pretty tea party. Come on, it's at least 200.
Yeah, that's
Or it's been
200.
in a actual Lolita video, so
Basically.
it's definitely very smelly.
Oh, this is first.
I mean, I'm not sure what people expected when they started watching this live stream, but this is what you're getting.
Yep, absolutely. But since it's not the video that I planned, it's live streaming as just Fluffy Ritual live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no expectations, so yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does
Jason's
not even
asking.
say your names. That's a shame. Yeah, no.
Jason's asking, can we have a video about what not to do as a Lolita? I mean, I'm sure there's stuff
Oh,
on that
Misako
already
says
out there.
Yeah. You have a whole Misako that says,
most embarrassing behavior.
behavior.
I mean, to be honest, the Misako one, I look at that and some of these I agree with, but some of these I'm like, no, screw that.
I don't
think
remember
basically
everything she had, like drinking, for example. We all know that.
See, the one that stuck with me was sort of being like impolite and talking in a very non-feminine way versus being poised. Because all I just remember is someone bringing a tea or something, and her knocking it off and being "Nani kore kawaiku nai," and being just very like, "That's not cute. Go away with that." And that, but then again, it's like Lolita's not a costume, so I'm still going to act as I want. The basic rules of politeness apply everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing I'd say what not to do as a Lolita. Don't be a dick. Don't be a rude person. Don't be, mean to others.
Yeah, but as a general person, Purely Cute says it was a satire. Yeah, that was funny. But
it was, yeah.
Jason says they saw somebody smoking in Lolita on Instagram. Again, if they do smoke as a person, which I do not approve and don't recommend, but if you're Lolita, just do whatever you usually do. But I don't know.
Yeah, I know there's at least one person in our con who vapes. But when they do, they always ask sort of if they're with us, they ask, is it okay if they do? And they try to sort of stand slightly to the side so that it's not blowing on everyone else. It's that sort of basic politeness of still you as a person. If vaping or smoking is something you do, just be nice about it and be mindful that whatever you do is potentially damaging to other people's clothes. So either stand slightly further away or excuse yourself for a bit or just be very, very, very careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm offended to see people smoking in any photo, and so you said it destroys the image of Lolita. I don't know if you think that Lolitas are supposed to be sad, very pretty like that, and don't do anything else than just hello, yes, let's drink tea, maybe. But if you agree that Lolita is a fashion and that you do the things that you do with your clothes, then some people do smoke, and like Paulina said, it's normal to be polite and respectful of other people and also of their special clothes. So, I mean, you need more respect maybe for people who wear more delicate clothes than if it's just normal clothes. But I don't know. Let's see what people say. Yeah, I also be not very comfortable having somebody very close to me with a cigarette. I would be terrified. Hi, Vampira. Hey.
Ruby Geek's basically agreeing, it's potentially ruining people's clothing, and that's a fair concern.
Yeah.
But and it's also not that different if you're going to like a lunch meetup and someone's having pasta.
Yeah.
It's like you dropping a bit of pasta on your dress can be just as damaging as, an accidental cigarette burn. So it's it's the same rules of be careful, be polite, respect other people and their clothes and their personal space. And sort of like what you said, I feel like if seeing someone do most embarrassing behavior in Lolita ruins your image of Lolita, then your image is very much of pictures and not of lived experience, because people in real life do stuff. People have accidents and spill drinks, people swear, people do whatever they do, and And I think once you get to the stage of Lolita is a fashion that people wear, it's tiring to put on a persona just to be at a meetup. Like, it's tiring already to wear the clothes, but if you're trying to wear the clothes and then act like something you're not necessarily, that's even more tiring. Just be yourself, wear the clothes.
Yeah.
Be polite.
I have this one thing that I always say. So I have this one dress. I went and did an Action Lolita episode with it. It was fine. And then we did the trash tag challenge, where we picked up trash the whole day with same skirt. It was fine. And the same day later, I went to sit in a cafe with my friend and I spilled ice cream on it. So the one typical thing that all Lolitas do, I ruined my dress doing that and not playing laser tag. No, it was paintball. Like we're doing something not with the paint, but there were paintballs everywhere. And this or trash tag, I did not ruin my dress, but ice cream. So you can. I mean, yeah. And Myler said, what's her brand again?
Open a bottle of soda and a teapot and went all over someone's dress.
Yeah, but it did not stain.
I'm glad it had a happy ending. I know someone in my com had a waiter spill, I think, tea. Oh, I can't remember which print it was. I remember it was like an Angelic Pretty popular print.
Okay.
And basically it was ruined because, a waiter tripped and dropped a tray of tea or whatever on someone's dress.
Oh, wow.
It's like these things happen, and they happen, like you said, in settings where you expect Lolitas to be and interact.
Yeah. Like, that's rough. It happens. That's how people are.
And if you're too afraid of wearing your fashion to those occasions, then you only stay at home and, I don't know. You don't even go to tea parties, so that's sad.
I very much relate to Elena right now, who says, I enjoy the fashion much more if I am myself. I am by nature a polite person who likes to curse and drink.
Yeah.
You've described my entire community.
Oh, hello, Sorry.
We're polite up until someone is rude to us.
Yeah.
Silver's had enough. She's like, nah.
So we have Aoi in the chat. This is the guy that you've seen the interview of last week, I guess. And what is the topic of the live stream? Good question. Basically, this is Paulina and Lou and me talking. This is the topic. And if you watch the replay, we had various very weird topics before. So
I think so far we've definitely covered the current circumstances in the world. So current affairs, we've taken that. We've covered shopping. We've covered behavior in Lolita. So I think that's the main. I think the only thing we haven't necessarily touched on is the last typical Lolita subject of what's the last thing you bought? But
it's yours.
So basically, this I bought while I was in the restaurant with Lou, and when you do a reservation, the dress is not yours until you've paid it. And so I think Lou went to the toilet, and I checked my phone, and I saw I had an email from Angelic Pretty. And they say, okay, here's your total, please pay now, and when we receive the confirmation, we can tell you if we still have a dress for you. Basically, it was like, and I was like, okay, let's pay it. And then I could not log in with my personal PayPal account because I locked myself out because I did 3 times the password, because the password was stored wrong on my phone. I don't know why. Anyways, I was in a crisis because I could not pay my dress, and then I had to add my personal credit card to my other company PayPal account. I think that's how I did, and I managed to pay it, and everything's good because it arrived, and yay! So I'm so sorry again. Lou was like, "Hey, hello. Sorry, I need to be rude right now and pay my dress." So,
Lou, is this how you remember that evening?
I mean, I just remember, like, you said you had the email for, like, to order this dress and it had to be done now. And I was just like, okay, go for it. Like, you must do this. I understand.
At least he was somebody who could understand. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, this is important. You have to do it now.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being so understanding. But yeah, maybe it was taking like 10 to 15 minutes. It was not the whole evening or ruined or anything. Those
Yeah.
burgers were delicious though. And,
Yeah, it was good.
really good, yeah. And we had free refill on drinks, which in Switzerland we never have. So we spent the whole evening there and waiting for Paulina to arrive in the train. So that was perfect, really good.
Yeah, it was good.
Everybody
I wish I
is
could have
telling
skipped
about
work to join you on that, because that sounds like fun, but
Next.
money for brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, basically, it was very casual, but yeah, so cool.
Mm.
And we talked about the drama, about the hospitals and everything, medical.
Oh yeah.
How it is difficult in the UK. So yeah. Hello, Amira Price. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Last thing you got was honey cake. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a good thing to get. Like, I've seen them made to order honey cake in person, and it is really lovely. So
Okay. I did not see that I had the pink one, and I just discovered it on. Usually, people have the cream one or the yellow one, and
yeah,
one
because
time.
there was pink and mint, but they were the original release. The made to order re-release only did the yellow and the ivory.
Ah, okay.
So
Really?
there is mint and there is pink.
I did not
You
even
can
see the mint one. Let me look it up. Because I've seen the pink one in pictures and I'm like, oh, I did not see that. But okay. And what
and
did you guys like vote?
and I know of a few people who got the mint or the pink.
Okay.
So I've not seen either of them in person, but I've seen them on people's social media.
Yeah.
But what?
Oh
I think the
yeah, no,
last,
yeah. I've seen it now that I see it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think the mint honey cake is really cute. Yeah.
But I think the colors on the border print are too bright for me to be able to coordinate with. So
I mean, it is a bright print rather than a
yeah.
pastel one.
So even though it's
You can still
pink or
coordinate it with
white,
pink,
not
pink and
really
white.
this one. I don't know. I've never been a fan of this one. Yeah.
I like how Elena goes, my last JSK purchases were, and then the list.
Yeah. Sweet
Oh,
cream
yeah.
house. Sweet
Living the
patisserie.
dream.
Very cute sheep. I don't know any of these. Lady Sloth Nevermore. Just kind of life colorway. Oh yeah. When you get a short dress at Lolita Fashion, you're so sad. Yeah, I know that you're very tall. You know what? I'm trying to get sweet underskirt. Usually you find only like um lace or things or colors for mostly classic Lolita. And so when you have a sweet dress that is very short, you cannot really put a regular underskirt inside. So I would love to get a sweet underskirt for my
I
short
think a lot
Lolita.
of places that make or sell underskirts have them in other colors, so you can just look for like non-lace, just like a ruffle in a
Oh
color
yeah,
of your
I know what you
choice.
mean. Yeah. That's a good idea. Just
I think
white
also because
ruffles. Yeah.
I think also when the tea time at grandma's print from Lady Sloth, when that comes out, because there will be that custom
Yeah.
teacup lace.
Oh
I
yeah.
think she might do underskirts with that lace,
That would be
but
amazing.
I think that will only be in white.
Yeah, but that's good because usually, yeah, white. Good idea. We'll love to do that. Magical artifact.
Oh God, who got magical artifact?
Natasha Van Gogh.
I am so
Hello.
jealous. I am so jealous. I want that in the blue. I mean, I like the green as
Ah.
well, but I want that in blue. I want that, but I can't afford it right now.
So yeah, Lou was very understanding. Thank you. Jason said it was nice of you.
So, yeah.
You have one question? Yeah, go for it. Um, Plus size Lolita problem. Yeah, sometimes the bodice is very short. My true waist is way lower than the. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think especially if you buy any recent APs, because most of the times the recent AP JSK cut is already high-waisted.
Mm-hmm.
So the bodice is already shorter.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
if your plus size means that you have a bigger chest,
Yeah.
it only pushes it further up,
Yeah,
which is why I don't like AP and myself don't like each other at the moment. I say that as I'm wearing AP, but it's a slightly older one.
Oh, Ari is mentioning the tea party that is gold and silver theme. I'm going to this one also. What
Ooh.
should you wear? I would say maybe wear something that has already gold in it, maybe some kind of gold accents, and then you can add silver accessories to that. But I have no idea what to wear either to that. But yeah.
Gold and silver is a tricky theme. Like it's
I
quite
mean,
simple.
for a second, I thought you could basically cosplay your dog.
It's true.
But that's a very niche kind of, only if a certain group of people will understand the reference.
But silver is about you.
Everything's about silver.
Yeah. But basically, it's in France, so it would say or et argent, so not silver.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When is the tea party? Is it still actually going to take place?
It's end of August, so maybe. I don't know. We'll
Fingers
see.
crossed. Fingers crossed then.
Yeah. Or you can take it literally, because it's in France, and argent means also money. So you could do gold and money. That would be fun as a theme.
MC Melody Doll striking again. Boom, boom.
Such a good idea. So maybe
Buy
I should
more
go for
Brand,
that.
buy more Brand.
Yeah. Actually, I think I do have a dress that has gold and silver but tiny accents. Let me get it. Oh no, I can't. I'm sorry. Okay, let me get it. Yeah, in August, yeah.
Yeah, Ruby Geek, I feel you on the Empire cut when the bodice is already short, which is why I don't buy these. And everything these days that AP makes is just that.
So,
Or it's the OP
let's
that has no sharing.
sorry. So this dress has some gold here, and the buttons are silver. Why? That's the kind of things that I hate. And here it's gold.
I think what you need to understand, Joel, is this is meta. You accept meta at face value and don't question.
That's
because
true.
it's just they have their own kind of genius.
No, but the dress itself is gorgeous though. I just show you the weird part, but see how it's like printed in velvet, super delicate. I mean, it's gorgeous, and the fabric is also
it is
a
gorgeous.
nice texture. And if you can see the no, you cannot see the texture
No,
of the
not
fabric.
quite.
It's gorgeous, so it's worth. And it's not that visible, but maybe I can do that. Yeah.
Yes, Elena, meta for life. In this
Yeah.
house, we stand meta.
I love
My,
meta.
my entire community is basically just full of meta stands. And as soon as it was announced that it would be Meta who's a guest at Lolita of Green Gables, like half of them were like, "We're going!
Really?
Lads on tour!"
Wow. So, Paulina, what is the last thing that you bought?
It's the last thing that I bought. Like the last thing in general that I bought some books.
Okay.
that were just posted. The last specifically Lolita thing that I bought was a pair of socks from AP, because that's the one thing they still make to my taste. And I think the last like main piece that I bought was an orgy set that's still with my shopping service because I'm waiting for something else to arrive.
Oh, that black velvet one.
That black velvet set, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Like,
it survived my 48-hour imposed waiting period, and I was like, I am buying this, no one else can have it. So yeah, so at least I'm at home now to pick up all those deliveries.
Yeah.
That's the one good thing that the postman cannot trick me now with the while you were away card. Nah, I am here. Give me my stuff.
Yeah.
He tried to do that when he was delivering my dream dress. Like I was here, we were already on lockdown, and I hear the letter flap make a noise. I was like, ooh, it's probably my dream dress. Like he must have knocked really hard or something. And I see this little card saying, while you are away, we have your pass. I'm like, what do you mean away? I am here.
Yeah.
So I literally opened the door. He was at the end of the corridor, and I'm there like, give me my dress. Thankfully, he did. But yeah.
Good. I hate that.
I know, right? I mean, most of the times when they're delivering, I'm at work, so it doesn't bother me as much because I'm legit not there. But this time, I am here. I am mere meters away from the door. Give me my dress.
Like you caught him red-handed faking it.
Yeah, basically. But it's a different postman as well than the one who I've met. So he was trying his luck, but wrong bitch. You got this bitch to deal with.
I think now most of the people are at home, so they cannot.
Exactly.
Use that card. But for me, I'm always at home, and they were like, "Oh, we're not there." I have basically on the letterbox where they put the sheet saying that they were not there. There is my doorbell, so they cannot not see it. I mean, and then me just picking it up is so less time than them filling the sheet and everything. So
absolutely, like in the time that they filling this out, you could have just handed me the thing.
Yeah, and when it's the regular post, that's not their problem because I have to go to pick it up. But when it's DHL or anything, they have to come back anyways, so that's so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Give me a minute. Sorry. Back in a sec.
No worries.
So people have delivery issues for friends' shoes that are...
Violet's just saying this is making me want to shop. Like, I feel I want to shop more, but I'm stopping myself.
So I did not plan to buy this dress, but since Jason offered to help me find it on the app the other day, I'm now acquiring Mercator Antique Shop in Mint. So let's see how this works. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It'll be a different shade of mint than to all the other shades of mint you have.
But I have so many different ones already. So this is different too. And yeah, no, basically I have all the shades of mint.
Do you know what? I think the Mercator Antique Shop mint might actually be similar to Ice Cream Parlor kind of mint. I think they're not that different from each other.
I would say it's a little bit more yellow than this one. Maybe more like the chocolate rosette or some of the... I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be fine. You still have plenty of other colours to coordinate it with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a good time to buy Lolita dresses. So basically, I had things that were super fine and they were shipped super quickly. And I bought some things from... was it Devil Inspired or something? I'm still buying all the possible petticoats that I can find to make my long awaited by everybody as well as me a video about the petticoats. And I think in 2 months I did not even get a shipping notification, so I don't know what's at, and I just forgot to remind them. So maybe they just forgot to ship it, or maybe it's lost. I have no ideas, but yeah.
The other day, I found my old one of the very first blog posts I did, where I was sort of reviewing the petticoats I bought. The first ones I bought that were like proper, and I thought I'm going to invest and get something good. So in that time, I got the classical poppets bell-shaped one, and I got like a Malcolm Modes A-line. And that post was 4 years ago now, and I still have both of those petticoats, and both of them are still going strong.
Okay.
Strong petty.
I know, right? Like that was such good luck with them.
What was the second one that you mentioned?
It's Malcolm Modes. They mostly make stuff like rockabilly and in that sort of fashion, and I think a bit of line dancing, but they're very, very fluffy.
Okay.
And because it's just chiffon, it's just 2 layers of ruffled chiffon,
Okay.
so it's not really going to deflate,
Hmm.
which is why I
Yeah.
spent almost £50 on it. But
Okay.
they're both still going strong.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
But
it's
it
worth
is very much, it's very much that strict A line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but I'm more sort of impressed with the classical puppets one, because I think even when I was buying it, there were already some people saying, "Oh, the quality's not as good as it used to be," blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I think it's not as fluffy as it was when I first got it out of the bag, it's still holding strong.
Okay.
Like a lot of coordinates, I will just wear that, and it looks fine. So they must have paid for themselves, like God knows how many times over.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good. Good to
Yeah.
know.
Puppets were good.
Mm.
What is
Although
the...
mine's not as colourful as Lou's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have
Oh,
that.
people
colour.
have not seen that yet. Lou has... Is it one that is mint and lavender? Or do you have a mint one and a lavender one?
No, it's lavender, mint, and blue chiffon all like rolled together. Yeah.
Lou has a petticoat like that. What? This is amazing.
Like, it was really big, and I think that one was just on sale at the time. And I figured no one was going to see it if I wore it under dresses, like under a black dress or a white dress.
Yeah.
But it's fun to know it's there.
It's
I
awesome.
imagine it was on sale because
Nobody
people
wanted
tend to buy either white or black petticoats. Like I remember some time ago, Me Likes Tea had a sale, in the sense that if you got a petticoat in any color but white or black, you'd get like 10% off or something.
Okay.
Because you know she has all this fabric for various colors, and people only want white or black.
Yeah.
It's fair, I understand. But like you said, no one's going to see it, and if it's not going to show through, then why
Exactly.
not?
It depends. Some people have very short dresses, and
Mm.
I know so many people where the petticoat shows up all the time, or when you
Oh
go
yeah,
upstairs.
Like
So
I have those problems as well.
yeah, I would be safe and have only white ones, I guess. But I was impressed. Lou was like, "Hey, I want to show you my petticoat." Okay, on the mannequin over there. Okay, let's do that.
Right, I'm gonna have to take a quick break, so I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay.
So what did you buy, Lou? Lastly, what was your last purchase?
I found a really cool shirt on eBay. Not eBay, Etsy.
Okay.
It was like a hand vintage one. But of course it's really puffy and frilly, but it's pink. It's like pastel pink, but it's made of that vintage chiffon that's kind of glittery.
Oh.
It's just a really, really frilly pink glittery shirt. So I couldn't resist that. I couldn't resist that at all.
Awesome. So was it a vintage one that was sold on Etsy, or is it inspired?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a vintage one.
So a lot of people go buy vintage clothes and sell them on Etsy, or is they're cleaning the closets?
I think both. People do both things. I think this one was like a vintage shop.
Okay.
So they had like vintage stuff to resell it, but it was still pretty cheap. So
nice. I'm looking forward to pictures of this.
I might do like an unboxing video or something.
You never do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I haven't done one in ages. Probably because I buy clothes very often. I just wear the same things over and over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might do an unboxing video. Just because we have nowhere else to be.
Yeah. And so, guys, have you seen the videos so far of the collab with Lou and Paulina? We had on at least 2 days ago, we had both makeovers. Paulina in OG by Lou, and Lou in Retro Lolita from Paulina. And mine is coming this week. Is it this week?
Yes, this Friday.
I think tomorrow we'll get Paulina's interview. And on Thursday we'll get Lou's interview.
Exciting.
And then next week, then the Monday after, your makeover in OTT Sweet Lolita, like basically my style.
Yeah.
Luke Raves, can you mention that? And then after all that, the vlog, because you will see all the behind the scenes of all
Yeah.
us looking crazy. Yeah. Oh, we can see your dress, Paulina. It's so pretty.
Yay!
Yay.
So
Wish it didn't
I always
do.
at where I find clothes for Kadona, and I made a whole video on where to buy OG clothes.
Just like a week ago or something. Yeah.
And it's also like it's a really long video because
Let me copy it.
I just started talking. So if you go to my channel, there's a 40-minute long video. It's a bit of a marathon. I'm sorry about that, but it will tell you where to buy OG fashion.
It's worth putting on like in the background whilst you do something like a bit of crafting or something that doesn't require that much thinking. Like you can still engage your brain and listen whilst your hands do something else.
That's true.
And it's a good video. I've watched it. I recommend it.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Let me give it to you. I'm just looking at the last videos that I pulled up, and I like the thumbnail of your live stream yesterday. You have to look at that. Where to buy OG fashion? There it is.
Yeah.
That they wore all.
Oh wait, share it from the beginning. Come on. No.
Although I am going to do more videos like we talked about on my live stream yesterday about how to wear normal fashion as Lolita and OG and all sorts of subjects. I wrote them all down at the time, so I have notes of it. But
yeah, that live stream basically ended up with people giving you more video ideas.
That's good.
It's good. It was
I
great.
missed it. Why did I miss it? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's only an hour, so if once
Yeah.
you get around to catching up on YouTube videos, you can catch up on that.
Yeah, I will watch it in replay. One of you guys has tasked me with giving him an OG. One of my friend has tasked me with giving him an OG makeover. Awesome. Good.
We love an OG makeover.
Yeah.
We love a makeover, to be honest, full stop.
That's yeah.
But I think I do really stand the OG makeovers in particular because we've had a lot of Lolita makeovers in general.
Yeah.
And it's now time to spread the love for OG.
Yeah. It's time.
Like,
although a lot more people wear OG than they used to.
I remember like when Arcom had the first man meet, we had maybe 6 or 7 people dressed in OG. I think by the time we had the second one, there were a few more people, but slightly different people as well. So it's growing, and I see more and more people like, I have at least one OG cord. And then people like me was like, I have one OG cord, but now I want more.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. A lot of people who just wear Lolita have started getting some stuff to wear OG as well. And I'm yes, do both.
Our time has come.
You know, when watching the makeover that you did, with Paulina did not fit in the shorts and she wore the bloomers. I'm like, I do have pretty bloomers. I have bloomers that are mint and chocolate, and I think I could make something super cute with that. I should find a vest or something.
I mean, I think it was quite recently, Lou, that you shared a picture on Instagram of one of like an OG coordinate but with bloomers instead of shorts from, was it Summer Tales Boutique?
Yeah, the Summer Tales.
They shared I think they shared a picture of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like plenty of people make printed bloomers or like really fancy ones.
Yeah. Like I know some people get a bit, like I've seen people talk about how they think that wearing bloomers as shorts is wrong or you shouldn't do that or whatever. But honestly, who has the time for that? It's fine. They look great.
If normies can wear pajama tops as regular t-shirts, then we can wear bloomers as OG shorts.
Yes. Yes. But the white ones that I have might be a little bit too transparent, so that might not work. But some that are thick or like doubled or black would totally work.
No,
Yeah.
like all my bloomers are quite simple and like they're not decorative enough to work as pants on their own. But if I had any that I'd add like maybe extra lace to or like some gold trim to, yeah, maybe.
See, if you have wrist cuffs that are really stretchy, just put them around the bottom of the bloomers. Make them fancier.
Really, really stretchy to go
I was
to
about
your
to say,
thigh.
yeah, I'd need some
Maybe thinking more
extra
like
Excuse me. Maybe I need like 3 or 4 times that for my legs.
yeah, sure.
no.
That might work for socks, but I don't think for my thigh. Yeah.
Yeah, Elena goes, I love looking at Audrey, but I hate pants more than anything. Mood. But leggings as pants is valid. And you've done that, Lou. You've done leggings.
Oh yeah, yeah. If I can go out in public in leggings, then bloomers is fine too.
Exactly. Again, if normies can go out and pretend that leggings are trousers, stop coming at people for wearing bloomers as pants.
It's fine.
Leg cuffs.
Pour more water.
I mean, yeah, leg cuffs would be quite difficult to achieve. I think you'd probably have more luck just sewing lace onto the bottom of your bloomers.
Yeah. Because then they will just unalign and yeah, that would be
Oh
too
god, yeah.
complicated. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
You could still make them like the same way you make wrist cuffs though, and just make detached ones that you could put on.
Yeah.
I would do that if I could be bothered sewing. But
I was about to say, like, it's a great idea in theory, but can I be asked?
Yeah. Like, I'm not about to start sewing. I can't.
I mean, I would, but the problem is because I've not been sewing a lot in general, like I can't really. I don't have fabric and I'm not allowed to go out to buy fabric, and all the fabric shops are closed anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm not good enough to shop online and be able to tell which fabric is good enough quality to use in EGL.
Yeah, fair. I just can't sew. I like the few times I've always goes badly and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I mean,
I say I can't sew. I've managed under very, very helpful supervision. We had a stitch and bitch meet last year, and we made our own fluffy bloomers, like fuzzy, warm winter bloomers.
That's amazing.
And mine are basically done. I just still haven't put the elastic through them. That's the last bit I didn't have time to do at the meet. But they look like they have the right shape, so it can't be that bad.
That's such a good idea. Tell me, how did it work? Did you have several sewing machines? How did it work?
What we had, if someone found out that there's a cafe in Leeds, and upstairs they have like a sewing studio that they use for their own workshops, and you can hire for your own purposes to do your own workshops. So I think there were like there couldn't have been more than 10 of us there, probably more like 8. So everyone had their own sewing machine that was part of that cafe's studio. One person who brought all the patterns and bought materials for everyone from the money we paid them. And she was helping us get through it, because some people, like, I've never touched a sewing machine, and some people are quite proficient, so we had quite a spread of skills. So there was always someone to ask how to do bits. And yeah, we just made bloomers. Some people genuinely managed to finish theirs, like start from scratch and finish in the few hours we were there. I think I would have, but a couple of times my thread got all tangled.
I hate that. This is why I don't sew.
That slowed me down. I'm way faster sewing by hand. But I thought, nah, that's too much bloomer to cover. So yeah, literally the last thing that I've left to do is put the elastic in. I have the elastic, I have the bloomers and everything. I just can't be bothered.
So Maud, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but we have a Lolita in our community that was there before, and she is a handmade Lolita. She does everything herself. So please organize a meet like that. That's amazing. I want to make my own bloomers.
Yeah.
Or wrist cuffs or anything that would be really cool. Yeah, wrist
Like
cuffs
craft
would be-
meets in general, like there's so many different crafts that are quite easy for everyone to do, especially if you have one person who can help you out if you get stuck. And I find every time we do a crafts meet, people are like, oh yeah, we should do that more often.
Yeah.
And if you can find some place that has, you know, like a studio with sewing machines that you could hire for an afternoon, yeah, definitely.
Even a blouse like this might not be too difficult to sew, I guess, because it's basically like elastic here and here. Yeah.
Maybe.
I know that chiffon is very difficult to work with, though.
Yeah, but you could do it in cotton, so
Yeah,
which is easier.
So yeah, please somebody organize that meetup. That would be cool. So in Switzerland, you learn how to sew when you're like 8 years old or something, up until you're 16 maybe. So by the time I was done, I had made dresses and stuff like that. That was cool, but I have my own machine, but I don't really. I'm just too lazy to start again, and I'm getting all frustrated when the thread mix up, and so.
That's still cool that you have that. Like back in Poland, we all had to learn how to hand sew like a little pouch. We had to learn how to sew buttons on in different ways. Yeah, that's a practical, useful skill. And I think we've done a bit of embroidery, like cross stitch.
Wow.
But that's about it. Like if you wanted to do anything more, you had to do that in your own time. That wasn't covered in school.
Yeah, I think in school we were only taught the very basics of hand stitching.
Yeah.
And then one class ever that involved the sewing machine. But that was when I was about 13 years old, and it was only class ever.
Yeah.
I failed it completely. It was terrible.
Yeah, but also like when you're 13, unless you're really interested in making stuff, you just sit there and go, can't be bothered, do we have to?
That's true.
Like all 13-year-olds do. So it's like, I'm sure at the time I would have hated if someone was like, you have to do this because this is for school. But at least you would have had the practical skill out of it rather than now me being, you know, sewing machine on one end, YouTube on the other, and being like, how on earth do I do that?
Yeah.
I'm just too lazy, actually. I just, when I have a button or anything stitching related, I just put it on a stack. When the stack is big enough, I bring it to the seamstress.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind buttons. Like I will put them off and procrastinate. But when I still live with my parents, because I'm the one who sort of doesn't mind doing that, I'd get my own stuff. And then my mom would be like, oh, whilst you're doing that, could you sew some buttons on for me?
I think at some point I was not living with my mother for at least 10 years. And then she was like, oh, but your pants is too long, whatever. I said, yeah, I'm too lazy to do it. Give it to me and I will do it for you. Okay, by the way, I also have this and this. Would you mind? Yeah, so yeah, she
Some
did
things never
once.
change.
But I did not. There was that one time that she offered. I could never now go. Hey, mom, would you do that?
Yeah, no. I mean, my mom is self-proclaimed doesn't like it, can't do it type person. So if anything, if anytime I visit, I might suddenly be dropped a load of these things need buttons attached to them. Or actually, no, like when I moved out, my mom at one point rang me and said, I realized how many weird things I relied on you for because I suddenly realized I don't have my own needles or thread. I had to go out and buy that.
Wow.
Because up until then, it was me doing that stuff.
But every time you go in a hotel, they have that tiny sewing kit, no? She could say.
She doesn't go into hotels that often.
So
and not that kind of hotels.
I know, yeah. I have a couple, and I always put them in the place where I do the fashion shows because you can be sure that somebody will break just minutes before the fashion show, and so I can do that. Just sew a button or something before the fashion show.
Yeah, I think for fashion shows and for like big events, it's good to have at least like the basic set of like tiny scissors, a needle, and thread in white or black, just to make something happen.
Yeah. I do have a basic sewing kit for reattaching buttons, but I resent having to do it.
Yeah, I just
Mood.
don't want to take the time to do that because
Yeah.
usually I'm so lucky. It's blouses and it's never the top first button. It's the bottom like here. I'm like
Yeah.
wearing with the GSK. I don't mind. The button is cracked. And so my coat, my own coat that I had before I bought this one for like maybe 6 or 7 years, had a button off for like maybe 3 years. And I had the button. I just needed to take down and I was just I could not be bothered.
That's my winter coat right now. I mean, not for that many years because I've not had that coat for that long. But a button popped off like in December or November, and I still have the button. I just couldn't be asked to sit down and sew it on.
That I feel
Yeah.
so much better now.
We all
Safety
do
pin.
it.
Sorry. Yeah. My everyday coat still closes with safety pins because I just.
Well, that's punk rock.
Yeah.
That's very punk.
Justify it.
Like I do have the buttons; they're all in the pocket of the coat, but I just can't be bothered sewing them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I think we've all done that at some point.
Good, good. I feel less alone. Thank you so much, guys.
We understand. Don't worry. Yeah, we've missed so much chat.
Yeah, I'm just catching up on that. Be like real quick. Oh, hobbies can be expensive. That's so true.
But Elena said that they have done a head bow meetup. This is so cool, and it was all hand sewing, so you don't need the sewing machine. That is so cool.
Yeah, I think you could do that because the head bow I made recently, part of it was hand sewing, part of it was hot glue.
Oh,
So
hot glue queen could do that.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with hot glue. If
No.
it works, then it works. But yeah, I think like a head bow making meetup would also be good. Like there's so many little, because I find that with Lolitas, we'll spend so much money on the dresses and some of the bigger bits people tend to miss, like lack in accessories. Like the number of times I hear people in my com or the neighboring coms be like, oh, I don't have enough accessories, drives me wild.
I have so much.
But then like a lot of these you can make these quite cheap. Like you can make a head bow in the exact same style as Angelic Pretty makes because all you need is a headband and some ribbons and a bit of thread and or hot glue, and that's it. Like if you sit people down and you all make it together, suddenly people now have accessories to wear with something.
Exactly, yeah. It's the same with OG accessories. Like if you want a ribbon bow tie, you just tie in a bow and stick a pin on the back. And
basically.
Like this one.
Yeah.
This one here is just attached by a safety pin.
Okay.
Like genuinely just safety pinned on. But no, I know the difference. It's like,
yeah.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, and it's not with the set. What was it before? Was it a tie? What was it before you made the bow out of it?
I think this was actually on a ribbon, I think.
Okay.
Or it might have been a hair clip, like you know the direct pins.
Yeah.
But I just took that off and put a safety pin on there to wear it as a bow tie instead.
Nice.
I think one of the most successful craft meets we had was we were making bracelets because there's nothing simpler than get a bunch of beads, some elastic, thread things together, and like people ended. Some people even made chokers because they had enough beads and enough elastic. Some people made some really fancy one with extra charms, and it's like it's such a simple thing. It takes you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you have a bunch of bracelets.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if you went to a shop, you'd probably spend a couple of pounds on each. And if you spend the same amount of pounds in various beads and elastic, you could make however many you can.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always cheaper to DIY, but you've just got to find the time to do it.
My issue... No, sorry, go ahead.
I was just about to say, it's only cheaper if you're willing to put the time in. Because if
That's-
you're not, then time is money. So if you'd rather give that money to someone else who already makes this, that's fine. But
Yeah,
if you'd rather save money, then put the time in.
But then I
Yeah.
buy so many supplies to do one
Mm.
type of craft, and I spend
Yeah.
so much money on all the supplies. And
That's-
then I have a bunch of stuff, and then I don't do anything. And then
Yeah.
I won't buy stuff that is made in that technique because I could do it at home, and I never do.
I'm like that. I'm like, if I can look at something and say to myself, I can see how this is done, I could make that, then I
Mhm.
won't buy it. I won't make it either because I can't be bothered. But if it looks simple enough that I could make it, I feel like that's not worth that money.
yeah.
Which is a terrible thing to say, really.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends on where it's from. If I see that it's something that's made by a friend who has their own brand, then that's different because it's not
Yeah.
a matter of I can make that. It's a matter of I want to support that person.
Yeah.
But if I'm like I know browsing Taobao or something, I won't buy it if I feel like I could make that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like if it's an independent seller, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely support them.
Yeah.
It saves time. But if it's from like a big company or
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Nah. Yeah, very much that.
Whatever.
Mila says that's why I never buy skirts.
Because you
Skirts,
could
I
make
could
them.
fool myself thinking I will make it. Mood, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think once it gets to clothing, then that's the sort of line is like if it involves sewing, I probably won't make that. So I will spend that money on it.
Yeah.
But like accessories, I mean, I've surprised myself with the various accessories I've been able to make with my zero crafting skills.
Mm.
So sometimes it's just about not being afraid to fail. And like if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Then someone else will make that for you.
That's true. But it's also easier to do like crafts if you're with other people, I think.
Oh yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you're just
Hello,
alone,
Nasty.
if it's a meetup and everybody's sitting around and chatting, doing it together, then you can churn out so many things.
Yeah.
This, as well as there's the element of everyone else around you is crafting, you don't want to look like the lazy one.
Oh.
That's true. Maybe we should do a craft live stream.
I've
Done
done
some of
that.
them.
I've done a DIY last week. No.
Yeah,
No.
like
A
month ago.
DIY.
Yeah. But okay, it started by we were doing Court with me, and there's something say, hey, it's not the right color, let's DIY it, and then people, oh my god, that's such a good idea. So we chatted found out what thing we would do, and I put together kits that people could buy and make their own with me. And the first one, maybe I sold 5 to 10 kits, but people were like, oh, we'll do it mine later, whatever. So I was doing it all by myself, and the people in the chat did not even do theirs. I got maybe 1 or 2 people send me pictures that they did it afterwards, but the last one they said, oh, I want to know how to make the fluffy toy necklace, the moon necklace. But nobody ever bought the kit, and I had actually made another video of me explaining in 10 minutes how to do that. And so then we did a whole live stream of me doing it again alone with nobody. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would not
think
think it's the most successful live streaming. It was fun because I could talk with people, but I felt like, but why did you want to do that if you don't want to do it with me?
Yeah, I think in that sense it's easier to have a physical meetup because
yeah.
people already have to make effort to get there.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, okay, well, if I made the effort to come here for this particular craft, I might as well get started on that.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Whereas that when you're at home, it's like, I'll get round to it, and then you never do.
Yeah.
Because if I can only be bothered to craft when I'm on a crunch deadline to make stuff for a coordinate, then
yeah, I guess.
I never take time to do special things for my coordinates. I'm just too lazy. I have too much other things to do. I'm like, oh, let's take whatever I have with me. And
I don't do it very often. I tend to do it when I have like a very specific idea. that I'm like, I need this thing to make this coordinate come together, but I can't buy that. I need to make that.
Yeah.
So when it was Dream Masquerade Carnival, and I thought, I'm going to be a giant milkshake, I had to make my gigantic straw myself, because I didn't even know how to search for that.
Giant milkshake straw.
Yeah.
On
I remember
AliExpress. Wish.
each other. I remember it.
That
Like
straw.
I met you there, but we didn't really know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember like before the event when people were like, oh yeah, I'm coming, because that was the first time Angelic Pretty was at a tea party, not their own in Paris,
Mm.
for like first time after a long while. And people say, oh, like, how will I spot you? I genuinely said to people, look out for a giant straw, and that's how you'll find me. So it was great at meeting people, because it's like, that's how you'll recognize me. It was terrible for shopping, because I had, my own bag and the straw in another hand. So I constantly had to go, hang on, let me just put this away so I can browse what you have.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I see so many people craft amazing stuffs or like things like that. But when I'm at a meet, I'm usually also carrying my bag, already carrying
The camera
equipment to
and
film,
yeah.
and then I no, that it has to be attached to me if I do something. But I found it so cool for pictures, but I could not be bothered to spend as much time to create something that I will not carry around with me. So.
And also there's an element of like, what occasion are you making this for, and is it practically possible to get it there?
Absolutely.
Like, I could make a giant straw, because I was only taking the train down to London to Dream Masquerade Carnival, so I had it disassembled, sellotaped it at the hostel the night before, and I could carry it. But if I had to pack it into a suitcase, I wouldn't be able, because it would just get crushed, because it was like gift wrap tubes. It was just cardboard. It would flatten in a suitcase.
Yeah. Dorit told me she had an amazing custom made for her witch hat to HelloCon, and she had to have it on her laps the whole time. It was this big in the plane, and they wanted her to stow it in the upper head compartment. She said, "No, no, no, I cannot. I have to carry it here. But for landing and taking off, you have to remove." There was a big mess, so I would never be.
I mean, I'd do that. I think, I'm not sure if that event will still go ahead, but the one that hasn't been cancelled / postponed yet is the Imperial Garden in Brussels in May, where Baby the Stars Shine Bright are a guest, and I have a headdress ordered. It's not finished yet, but it will be quite big and delicate. So I'm going, and if I'm going, I'm only flying with like a carry-on suitcase. So I'm going to be that person with a big headdress on their head, being super extra at the airport, being like, what do you mean, Manchester Airport? This is how I look every day.
I haven't
just so that,
at all.
I mean, I have a plan. I just don't know if that event will go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm pretty much ready, except for that headdress. Everything else I already have. Because as soon as they said it's Baby the Star Shine Bright, I was like, that's it. We're going Polish mode times 10. I'm going to be as Polish as I physically can.
That sounds so cute.
Yeah.
I had a blouse. I ordered specially like a traditional national costume type blouse.
Oh.
Wow.
That arrived like last week, the week before. No, last week. And I tried it on with that dress, and I'm like, I have never been more Polish in my entire life.
Oh.
So yeah, like, everything is there except for my headdress.
Do you have plans of what to do? Have you drawn it already?
I'm terrible at drawing, so I just write down things.
Okay.
Like, I will write down a list of what I think the coordinates should be, and then I'll test it in like flat lay.
Okay.
Just throw things together and see, does it actually work as I think it will? And I'll try it on once I have everything.
But for the headdress thing, do you have?
For the headdress, I knew what I wanted. I made it's the Kaneko shop from the Russian brand. They're
Yeah.
the ones making it. They sent me pictures today actually, saying these are the materials that we've gathered. Are these okay? And like everything I described to them, they got 100% spot on.
Nice.
So I'm so excited. Like I think even if they postpone the event, I'm going to find an excuse to put that coordinate on and maybe like do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
That would be the dream come true. If I could have that outfit and the dream photo shoot, then I'll be happy, even if I
You
miss
don't
the
need
event.
that event. It was just about the coordinate.
I mean, that coordinate would have happened at some point anyway. The event was a catalyst to make the coordinate happen sooner. So seeing as I'm already basically there with the outfit, if the event doesn't happen, life. I
Yeah.
still have the outfit. I can take pictures in it.
Nice. The Ruby Geek says that their friends ship stuff to their hotel, like the big props for cosplay, but sometimes they get lost or not delivered on time. But that's a good idea, though. If you
It's a
can
good idea,
make
but
sure it arrives on time.
I think I'm too paranoid for that. And also too cheap, because if it's like a really big prop,
It might be
it's good.
so expensive. Yeah.
It might be quite expensive to post, so it's like, nah, I'll risk it.
The girl I was sharing a hostel room with for Dream Masquerade Carnival, like, tried to have her petticoat shipped to the hostel for that event, and it didn't arrive, and she had to like borrow mine, which is okay because I had like an OG outfit as well as the Lolita one. So for the second day, I was like, I have this spare petticoat, but that's the only time I know of someone that's like tried to have stuff posted.
Yeah. I think if I knew that I'm staying at a hotel, like specifically a hotel, I might do it. But when it's a hostel or like Airbnb, I don't think like Airbnb, like you're literally sending it to someone who either doesn't live there or they do live there, and you're imposing. And if it's a hostel, like hostels are just there to sleep in. Like people are in and out. They're not necessarily have to be responsible for stuff you send to them. So, but yeah, no, I'd rather get funny looks at the airport from wearing everything and know that I have it on me safely than post it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh God, some people who lost luggage.
Yeah, and Lou, wasn't it? No, you were not at trouble.
Oh God, no, let's not bring that up.
Luggage.
No. But you're the expert now. You can tell us all about how you can get them back.
Were these people who lost their luggage at Traumarite flying with
KLM?
Oh yeah.
I've used KLM 4 times in my whole life, and they lost my luggage 3 out of those 4 times.
I used them all the time and never lost them.
See, that's the thing. Like, I have friends who use KLM all the time, but Lou's stories stick in my head so vividly that I'm terrified of flying KLM.
Like, I can't use them anymore because I just don't trust them. Yeah, 3 out of 4 times they lost my luggage, and they don't like care about it either. They're so rude about it as well. So
I think that's what gets me is like, okay, lost luggage happens, but it's how you handle it after. Like you can handle it in a professional way, and you can handle it non-professionally.
Yeah, it's like you could at least be polite about it.
Or feel sorry at least.
Yeah, be sympathetic. Like it costs you nothing to say, oh, like we're really sorry that this has happened. What can we do to help and whatnot?
Yeah, but it was a nightmare every time. But then, like, I used Lufthansa for that event in February, and they somehow got home with me, even though there was 2 hurricanes happening at the same time. Lost luggage.
Yeah. Next time someone mentions lost luggage, please put a trigger warning.
Maybe that's also what we talked about at the burger place, you and I. Lost luggages, yeah.
I think I stayed up to date with it via Facebook enough to sort of know. But yeah, it is impressive how one airline can get you safely home through hurricanes and everything, and another
Yeah.
one can't even get the basic premise of airline, that is getting people and things from A to B right.
Yeah, right. Like in February, it was crazy because every single flight was delayed or cancelled, and we got rerouted through 3 different airports.
Mm,
It was just chaos. So I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting like the luggage to arrive at the same time. I just figured I would wait for that,
mhm.
but no, it was there. It was really, really impressive.
I think what also terrifies me is I regularly fly with Ryanair. So like this is the
Oh.
worst you could possibly do in terms of airlines in Europe. And Ryanair managed to get things like this right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've very rarely had a actually bad experience with Ryanair.
Mhm.
Like maybe it's just my luck, or maybe it's just like with everything, like the bad stories get more press and people repeat them more often. But
Yeah.
if Ryanair can get stuff right and they're supposed to be the worst airline possible, there's no excuse for the expensive ones.
Yeah. And Melty Squirrel says it takes effort and skill to lose baggages on a direct flight.
Right?
That is true.
Right? Like you have to be actually trying, surely.
My only time that I got my luggage lost was going through Rome, and everybody knows you should not use Alitalia, the Italian company, or go through Rome because that's where your baggage gets lost or stolen. Sometimes stolen, which
Wow.
is you will never get them back. And yeah, the story is a little bit sad, and actually I kind of was looking for my baggage too. I mean, it was shady the way it was handled, so it was not surprising, but yeah. Anyways, it's been 2 hours already, guys. Should we end it here?
Oh, yeah. That went in real quick.
I was about to say, it doesn't feel like 2 hours.
No, I just did 2 hours before with my community, so I'm pretty
Mhm.
tired.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably go get dinner at some point.
Dinner is a good thing. I heard Florian go to the kitchens.
Was me being smug with my early eating habit of maybe I
Yeah.
should get dessert.
That should be a good idea, yeah. It was
Although
fun.
it will be nice to get this wig off
Oh yeah.
and let my head breathe.
Real hair shine through it. Yeah. Okay, quickly, people in the chat, tell us, did you like it having the 3 of us talk to you instead of just me? Because I might invite them all the time because they have been very good company, right?
Yeah. Do this more.
Especially now that lockdown means we're more likely to be in.
Yeah. Oh. If you go to Disney World Orlando, make sure the bag says MCO and or all because you will go to Paris. Yeah.
My bags are never tagged. Like I never have one of those, if lost, return to
Really?
tags.
Oh.
So, and I've been to Orlando to Disney World, and it was fine. It took forever for my suitcase to arrive on the belt, and I started to think, did they lose it? But no, it arrived just fine. It was a bigger flight than I anticipated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I know that there's the Aurélie airport in Paris. I just call it Aurélie because it reminds me of the owl. Aurélie.
Yeah, Lusty, you're welcome to come to the one in my community also if you want to. Yeah. Yeah, Lusty just said she's a French Lolita, and she's just said that she finished her online tea party with her community, and then she misses them already, so she joined us. So thank you.
Yay!
Yay!
I mean, international Lolita meetings would be fun. I think we should have international Lolita meetups before events. Like if you had like a tea party like this via Zoom with people who might be at the event and you're going alone, it would make people feel less anxious because you'll know some people who are going to be there.
That would be cool, yeah.
Because I know sometimes there's like a let's meet each other type of casual meetup before the event.
Yeah, I've done that and that's nice.
But sometimes they're not there, or sometimes you just can't make it
Yeah.
because of your travel arrangements. So having that online, like maybe a week before, would settle people
Yeah,
down, because
yeah,
they could
yeah.
meet people, and then
Yeah.
if you hit it off in the Zoom tea party, you could then chat on Instagram or something later.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
International tea party via Zoom would be really fun. I am still wondering how they got on with that Lolita Green Gables one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't even know if I'm not sure if I know anyone who went to that. I might
You
ask.
can ask on their Facebook page. How did it go? Please tell us.
You would drink your own tea. Yeah, but if you drink your own tea, then you can get the flavor that you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever flavor you like. And there's no
And
problem with
cute
dietary
tea.
requirements. Yeah.
Cute mugs. And Melty
Yeah.
Squirrel said that we are 3 of her favorite YouTube people.
Oh,
there.
thank you.
Thank you so much. That's so nice of you.
That's motivated me to go and edit. I'm surprised I have quite a few videos to edit, because I've just finished editing the other makeover, the your makeover, Joelle. So I've edited that last night, but I still have the around your wardrobe in 30 coordinates stuff to edit, and that's next week, I think.
Did you film everything yet, or are you just doing?
Oh no, I have it filmed. I have the one for the one for April and the one for May done. So I'm slightly ahead of myself. So I don't need to worry about that. But then I also have an unboxing video of the dream dress that arrived. And seeing as lockdown brings out all kinds of outfits, I am thinking maybe I'll film more, which means more editing later on. So the more I can edit now, the less there's to edit later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I feel
maybe
that.
if you want, you can pay my amazing editor because she's needing work, so you can. I don't know.
I don't make that much money to afford an editor. I'm sorry. I'd love to, but
I know. I mean,
ooh, I'm
this
tiny.
was my goal on my Patreon. If I hit, I'm not actually at that goal yet, but
Yeah.
my goal was to give. If I make that much, I would give half of my videos to edit to an editor.
Yeah.
And now she's so good and she has so much time. I'm like, edit everything I have filmed yet, so then I'm good for a month. And so maybe after that, if she has less free time, at least I will be good. So yeah.
Elena, yes, come to Sheffield. It will be good. The people who are organizing that are great, and I kind of have a slight insight behind the scenes. Not everything, but it looks like it's going to be really good. So if you can, come to Sheffield. Yeah, the Sheffield community is hosting a Halloween party themed the Witch's Brewery, and
Will
it looks
it
amazing.
include beer then?
I'm not sure. I think there might be an option of purchasing beer.
Okay.
Because is it really a meetup in the north of England / north of UK if there's no alcohol involved?
Oh yeah.
But no, like they're planning lots of stuff. But also, like, even though the event page looks like it's going to be a massive international event, they're very adamant that it's not. So places will be limited. So if you feel like you can make it and want to make it, come to Sheffield. The nearest airport is Doncaster, Sheffield. I know there are some flights there, just not that many, because it's a tiny airport that looks like a shed in someone's field.
Okay.
But they have all kinds of like holiday flights, so I'm sure there's bound to be at least one Ryanair flight. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. I need to pay to go there, actually. Keep meaning to. It's on my to-do list to be like, pay for Witch's Brewery.
I just hope that your event will not be cancelled also. When is it? December?
Yeah, it's Winter ILD, so it'll be December 5th.
Okay.
At the moment, I mean, we're hoping to be out of lockdown by then.
Yeah.
But if not, I'll probably just postpone it again to whatever later date.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one, that if people are in and around UK, York in December and you want to join ILD, the OTT party, what did I call it? I set the event, I forgot what I called it. A candlelit affair, that's the one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really hoping that we'll be allowed out by then. Like, can you imagine being stuck in until December?
It's been 2 weeks, and even though I'm usually not out of my house, I felt trapped. So until December.
I mean, I've been fine for now. Like, I've been able to just enjoy being really introverted and not having to go out. But it will start getting to me really soon in the sort of, there are no meetups, there's no, like, I can't even go to the cinema or go to a museum or anything like this. That will start really driving me insane.
I miss
it's not
restaurants and good food.
anything coming.
Yeah.
It's just not knowing that there's anything coming up. Like there's nothing to be forward to.
Yeah. That uncertainty, yeah,
You're
absolutely.
too afraid that the one thing that you're looking forward to will also be cancelled, so you don't have too much hopes for it. So yeah.
I mean, I was due to host Man Meet this May, and it may not happen.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily it's a casual enough meetup that it'll be easy to reschedule for another time, but it's also that sort of, like, I don't want to look forward to it because I might have to postpone it.
Yeah, exactly.
Elena, I'm so tired of cooking. I mean, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Jason was
I mean,
going to
I
go to
enjoy
Japan. Oh
yeah, I know quite a few people who have had their Japan trips cancelled.
Yeah.
But you know, like, I enjoy cooking on a good day, but I also like knowing that there's an alternative if I can't be bothered, rather than this is something I have to do.
That's true.
So yeah, let's hope that we'll be allowed out soon.
Yeah. So
Everyone
we can all meet in person again.
Exactly. Everyone tell your friends and your families to stay in so that we can be out.
The longer you guys stay in, we can be out.
Exactly.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So I think on that PSA, let's close it here now, right?
Yeah, it has been great fun.
It was amazing, guys. I want to do that all the time. Come to my
I mean, we
live
can.
Yeah, I'm glad this worked.
Yeah, I guess they approved you, so no, that's good. You can be my streaming buddies all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I might not always be sort of in throws, especially once lockdown is lifted, but I'm happy to join.
Yeah.
To be honest, you can only really see like from here up, so
you could
all I
be
need
wearing sweatpants.
Yeah,
but the makeup part is the longest.
To be honest, I figured out that I can get away with just eyeliner and lipstick, so that's the bare minimum.
Yeah. I have such a good light that my foundation needs to be perfect. But I did not do the lashes today, and I think it took way less time. I think in 20 minutes I was done, which was good. Yeah. Ruby Geeks love your glasses, Paulina.
Oh, thank you. Every time I wear these, people compliment them. They're from Glasses Lit, which if you buy from them, I thoroughly recommend setting up an account so you can track your order, because I didn't, and I've been messaging them like, where are my glasses? And then it got to the stage of them being quite unhelpful, and I almost started asking for a refund when they arrived, but they never sent me like any tracking details, not even a notification that they were shipped, nothing. So
Do they do prescription glasses?
Yeah, mine are prescription.
Cool.
Nice.
So that's I mean, just like any kind of glasses on the internet, if you need them to fit properly, like these are tight here because they're just standard size, so they're not properly adjusted to my head. But I think if you have a detailed enough prescription that has that information, you can put it in. And because they're bought online, I've never dared to take them to an optician's to be like, can you fit these to my head properly, please? But yeah, that's the only sort of downside. They do prescription and all kinds of coatings and everything.
Cool.
Arya's Kitsune just joined and say, "Hey, I made
Oh.
it!" And I'm so
Aw.
sorry because I'm so sorry.
We're just taking
leaving.
forever to say goodbye.
Yeah. So you have to watch the replay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we are going to do this again, so don't worry.
Yeah, we'll do that again because
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It'll give me an excuse to circle through my wardrobe and get some coordinates out that I might not have otherwise an excuse to wear.
Good. Yeah.
Like what I'm wearing today, like I've had this in mind for like a year and just never had a reason to wear it. So I thought, well, we're live streaming. I'm at home. Might as well.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Silver, do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, Silver, please say goodbye, and then
I'll say goodbye.
Silver.
She is sound asleep. That's not happening.
Oh, bless her.
But you can tilt the camera so we can wave at her.
Yeah.
Ready. You want to see her? Okay, so.
Aww, she's adorable.
Bye, Silver.
Bye, Silver.
Aww.
Thank you so much for Big. Basically, we kind of do a virtual tea party.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there was tea. I finished my entire pot, so.
You can definitely join us with tea, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We encourage people to bring their drinks and snacks, yeah.
Yeah, because it tends to be long. And today I was really tired, but maybe next time we can do longer bits. 2 hours, it went by so quickly. Like the one I did 5 hours, it was so quick also, so yeah. Bonjour, Lolita, I'm sorry. Je suis désolée, on est aussi en train d'arrêter. Désolée. Bienvenue et au revoir.
It's almost bonjour and au revoir.
Yeah, bonjour et au revoir, yeah.
The extent of my French.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Paulina. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, everybody who came. And bye-bye.
It's great fun. Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.